I'd like to call this council meeting to order for our first one for 2025. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Chief Summers, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Please remain standing and join me in a moment of prayer or silent meditation. Angie, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Present.
Councilman Curry.
Here.
Councilwoman King. Here. Councilman Mishler.
Present.
Councilman Fish.
Here.
Councilwoman Hines.
Here.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hankey. President Dawson.
Present. Thank you. Please remember to turn your phones on silent or vibrate. And council, please remember to speak into your mic as well as the public. At this time, we'll have nominations for council president for 2025, and then vote on them in the order in which they're nominated. So at this time, I'll open up the floor for nominations for council president for 2025. Mrs. Hines.
I would like to nominate you, Arvis Dawson, for council president for 2025.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mishler. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none. Angie, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilman Fish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hankey. No. President Dawson.
Aye.
Passes 8-1.
Thank you. At this time, we'll take nominations for council vice president for 2025.
Mr. President, I'd
Mr.
like to nominate my friend Dwight Fish for vice president.
All right. We have nominations for Brent's friend,
Second.
Mike Fish, Dwight Fish, Dwight Fish, Brent's man for vice president, second by Mr. Holtz. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, close the floor for nominations. Angie, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilman Fish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hines. Yes. Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hankey. No. President Dawson.
Aye.
8-1.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of December 16th, 2024? Got a motion by Mr. Hinkie, second by Mrs. Hines. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, we have presentations and introductions. And we have a presentation from Brianna Allen, Executive Director of the Tolson Center. She was gracious enough to have some handouts for us, so the floor is yours, Ms. Allen.
All right. Well, good evening, Council. I'm thankful to be here today to share.
I know I stated your name, but you need to state it for the record.
Got it. Brianna Allen. Okay. All right. I'm grateful to be able to be here with you all today to give a quick high-level overview of the past year of the Tolson Center for Community Excellence. Very, very humble and grateful to be selected to lead this amazing organization under the newly reimagined Tolson Center for Community Excellence. You have a handout in front of you that has some statistics that I just want to go over to share some of the successes. Okay, we have learned a lot, so I will say that I have some amazing successes on this handout, but we have also learned quite a bit in this 1 year of being reopened. We have 4,000 members. There's a lot of folks who are in our CRM system, so we have a robust customer relations management system that allows us to house information on our members as well as pull data. So that is how I'm able to capture that. Our demographics, we have 53% of those 4,000 are African American, 14% are Hispanic, 19% are white, and 14% other variety of ethnicities. 51% is female and 48% is male, so a fair split in terms of male and female ratio. 53% of those members are under the age of 18 and 46 are over the age of 18, so just another similar split. Now, we don't see all 4,000 of our members, would love to, but we don't. And so we see about 200 people a day, and they expand across all different ages. That's starting with infants who come in for a Music Together Babies class, all the way to our senior citizens who receive lunch every day through Real Services. And I wanted to point out, so we serve people from all over, right? So we have members who live in Goshen. We have members who have come by who live in Middlebury. We have members who, their home address is in Florida because they're a grandchild of a resident here in Elkhart, and they come to our summer camp. So we have members across the states in terms of who makes up that 4,000. But I wanted to just pull out some information so you know exactly who, or roughly how many are within Elkhart and specifically the surrounding zip codes that we serve. So about 3,800, which is majority of that membership, comes from these three zip codes here, the 46514, 46516, and the 46517. I did have 46518 in there, but there's about 20 members who are represented there. We do have over 35 program partners, and it's really, really wonderful to have great collaboration between the various organizations and institutions here in the community who are partnering with us. And so there's about 35 of them. There might be more. And just to name a few, just so that we can recognize some of those partners, we have Goshen College, we have Real Services, I mentioned, I know the Federal Credit Union, Elkhart Parks and Rec, Elkhart Library, Elkhart Police Department, YWCA, Daily Amar Mega Shop, Elkhart Community Schools, and I could go on. And that's beautiful. I think that's one of the amazing parts about the Tolson Center and it being reimagined and, really being looked at as this hub of resources and activities and programs for everybody. It allows all of those partners to be able to come in and bring the amazing things that they have and make it accessible. We continue to honor the Tolson's legacy, and we have a good relationship with their daughter, Princess Spencer, who we often have come back and engage in different activities. That's beautiful, and we have shared that we will continue to tell the story of her parents. I know that it extends beyond the Tolsons. It started as the Booker T. Washington Center, but carrying that legacy of a name is really important, and so we are finding creative ways to tell that story and hopefully generate that or transform that into some programmatic efforts to continue to share with the broader community. We do have 17 employees at the center, so we have grown significantly from last year when it was almost just about me by myself, and a board of directors, of course. But on the operations side, of course, you know that's completely different from board level work. And so 17 employees, 3 of those employees are full-time, and the other 14 are part-time. We are working on our phase 2 of Tolson. I believe you all had seen and received information about Tolson in its totality, which didn't only include a building, but included outdoor amenities. The building was done first, and it is going well. Things are moving and grooving there. And so we have started the process for our outdoor amenities, which will include a synthetic turf soccer field, state-of-the-art with all the lights, the bells and whistles, basketball courts and pickleball courts, an ADA accessible playground, as well as an outdoor structure that has restrooms and storage and things of that nature. That is going to come in at about $3.1 million. And we are looking very good at being able to cover that cost in full. And then I will end with the update because, you know, financial sustainability is important. We're grateful for the support and relationship that we have with council as well as the city of Elkhart in the funding that we receive from you all. And so we know that that won't last forever, respectfully. And so we're working hard to identify what our financial sustainability model is, still working through different options and know that it will take quite a few different variations, but we're going to kick off with our very first fundraiser. Super excited about that. February 14th, Valentine's Day. We are asking the community and others to join us at our Fall in Love with Tolson soiree. We will hold it at the Tolson Center. Why not show off our brand new beautiful building? And all the proceeds will support the operations programs and operations. And so very excited to get that going. And our goal is to raise about $40,000. So Tolson has been doing well. And I'm excited and hopeful for the continued future of what Tolson will look like. The first year was opening, really pushing that reimagined center. Now we're looking at growth and sustainability. And so that will be a lot of what we focus on from here on out. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Questions, comments? Mr. Henke.
It would be nice, since we do represent the constituents and the city is providing $700,000 a year for operational overhead. Do you have an estimate on what the operational overhead was?
David, is your mic on?
Surprised I need to talk louder. For 24?
Yes, operational overhead is for staff or just in general?
Total operational overhead.
Yep, so,
Before you answer that,
okay.
David, we can get you, Dwight and I, and get that information for you anytime you want it. But she can still answer the question.
Yeah, so if we
But I
would,
just want you to know that we can get that information for you anytime you want it. Go
I
ahead.
think we just need to be looking at the 700,000.
Absolutely.
A great part of it is probably unused because you're just ramping up yet, right? And so how much of that goes into your reserve for future operational load? So I would like to see a report to council in general. The revenue for 24, anything to generate, projected revenue for 25.
Okay.
Total operational cost 24 and projected 25. And I think that would give us a fairly decent flavor of how it's going.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Mr. Mishler.
Thank you. I just want to thank you again for your presentation. In my role as a public health nurse, the Tolson Center has very graciously allowed the Indiana Department of Health to operate out of there on several occasions to help provide vaccinations for the community. So I want to thank you for that. And just how much I'm looking forward to seeing Tolson grow and thrive as the Benham neighborhood plan really starts to come to fruition. I think it'll be a key part of that, and I look forward to every minute of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, if I
Yes, you
forgot
can.
one thing, if I may.
Yes.
I passed around a award, and the Tolson Center, yep, if Councilman Arvis will put that up there. The Tolson Center back in October, and we thank the mayor for the opportunity to put the amazing work that the community of Elkhart did around reimagining the Tolson Center, submitted that to the state to receive state level recognition, and we did receive that Program Innovation Award. And so that is just another true testament to the collaborative spirit that is within this community, and also you know, the investment into not only the Tolson Center, but the Benham neighborhood in totality. So, Mayor?
Thank you. Good evening, Council, and thank you, Brianna. Brianna articulated so clearly the kind of collaborative spirit that Tolson has demonstrated over the last 365 days and counting. And the award that you're looking at, AIM, every year gives a Program Innovation Award to Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 cities. And Elkhart won it for Tolson's innovative relationship that it has with our community for Class B or Class 2 cities. And that is only one given across the state for Class 2 cities. So it's quite an honor. And there were a few of the council members that were there at the AIM Awards Summit, or the Idea Summit in Fort Wayne this past year. And they're still talking about the kind of relationship that Tolson has generated, not just here in Elkhart, but across the state. And the reason why is that this was a truly collaborative effort between the Chamber, between the Lilly Foundation, between the City of Elkhart, and all of the entities that Brianna spoke about just a minute ago. So I always say that Elkhart punches above its weight. This is a perfect example of how we do. In addition to that, which I think Aaron just touched on, but I want to make sure that I touch on it again, it is a catalyst for the kind of redevelopment and the activities that we're looking to garner with our Benham neighborhood plan. And it becomes the kind of pivotal asset that we build around, very similar to the modeling that we've created in the River District with the Aquatic Center. The Tolson facility does the same thing. And so we have a perfect opportunity to move multiple different relationships to a space that allows us to redevelop and grow our community as a whole. So I want to take my hat off and actually thank those that are in, I guess, in the audience in relationship to Tolson as we speak. But those data points of how it's impacting the community in the first 365 days is only an embryo of what it's going to become as we move forward in other years to come. So thanks so much for the cooperation that the council has given this relationship, but also for the hard work that's being done at Tolson in order to deliver on that goal.
Thank you, Mayor. And David, the information you asked for, as I was sitting here thinking about it, I have it because a budget was presented to the board. I have all that, and I need to make sure that that's in our packet monthly, the information that we get, so it keeps you abreast of what's going on. And Dwight could attest to this as well. Our leadership at Tolson with Brianna and her staff has been outstanding. The connections that have been made with the community, to positions we're taking with the community and other collaborative non-for-profits that come in and work with us have been phenomenal. If you aren't a member, you should be a member, and we're just really proud of what they're doing. So I think we're moving in the right direction. Thank you, Steph. And it's absolutely free to join. Thank you. Unfinished business, reports of council committees. There are no reports. There are no ordinances on second reading. There are no ordinances or resolutions referred to committee. There are no tabled resolutions or ordinances. Ordinance on first reading. Would you please read proposed ordinance 25-0-41 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 25-0-01, an ordinance appropriating $425,000 from the Riverboat Gaming Fund to other funds accounts and authorizing the controller to transfer the funds to the local road and bridge matching grant fund.
Thank you. If there are no objections, we'll forward this on to second reading. Would you read proposed ordinance 25-0-02 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 25-0-02, an ordinance appropriating $777,672.50 from the local road and bridge matching grant fund for the 2025 grant-funded contract paving project under the Community Crossings Matching Grant Program.
Thank you. If there are no objections, we'll pass this on to second reading. Would you read proposed ordinance 25-0-03 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 25-0-03, an ordinance appropriating $617,045.42. Did I read that? Yeah, I did. In matching funds for the Bristol Street widening project.
If there are no objections, I'll pass this on to second reading. There are no resolutions. There are no vacation hearings. Other new business, reports, Mayor, Board of Works, Board of Safety, Department heads. Seeing none. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it new? Okay, let's hear it.
So we did, all of us, I believe, receive a letter from Mr. Mark Troyer, and so all of us have been alerted to the concerns there. I know I talked to Mike Huber. We did go out to the property and look at the site, and I think there are options. I realize it's a chunk of property and there are legal access and so on. However, it would be nice to take considerations as we would and have them be a part of any planning in that area, one. I did have Chief Milanese let me know that he does have the police and fire information from the last session that I requested. There's ongoing concern in regards to Middlebury Street School and what's happening there, because that building looks to be in further disarray. And the promise we had last year of development has not occurred. I did alert the mayor's office, Mike Huber, Jamie Arce, in regards to the Concord Mall issue, the concerns we have there in regards to the city's release of money and a potential failure on the investors. I'm still waiting 6 weeks now on the paramedics delivering infants, and just to get a number for us, and I think that's all I have. I know it was a busy end of year, and appreciate police and fire because I know they were busy during that whole period with the weather we have.
Thank you. Mr. Mishler.
Thank you. Yes, I'll be quick. We have some very cold weather going on in our community and around the state, and I encourage those who need immediate shelter to visit our friends at the Faith Mission who are offering their emergency shelter. Also, on a lighter note, the city is decided to allow the community to participate in naming our new Zamboni. Information on how to do that can be found on the Parks Department Facebook page. Personally, I'm a fan of Icy McIceface, so that one has my vote, but you can write in whatever you want within reason, and I hope we all participate. It's a great little fun thing for our community to come together and do. Thank you.
Any other business? Seeing none. Neighborhood Association reports?
Yeah, I'd like to report for the Pierre Moran Neighborhood Association. We met yesterday for our monthly meeting at the Pierre Moran Park Pavilion. It was another good meeting, neighbors coming together. It's always great when Mrs. Edgerton come, the senior of our neighborhood and former teacher that taught many of our kids and grandkids. But it was a good meeting. We discussed maintaining our property value by keeping our neighborhoods up. We highlighted a couple of neighbors that we want to talk to about some things going on their property that we just think they could do a little better. We also always talk about this time of the year of parking off the street, sharing driveways for if we get some snow and the plows come through, we want them to have a clear path to clean our streets properly. And we did too also have a very lively discussion over the proposal at the Woodland Crossing. And having been on the redevelopment commission 16 years before I got here, you know, you kind of understand how the process works and know that it's not a done deal yet. And there's things that can be done, but we'll keep discussing that and moving forward. But the Pierre Moran Neighborhood Association is alive and well.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. Any other neighborhood association reports? Seeing none, privilege of the floor. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on anything that was not on the agenda for tonight's meeting? Seeing none, we turn it back to the council. Any other, I need a motion for acceptance of communications.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion for adjournment.
So move.
Wait a minute.
All right, wait a minute.
Privilege of the floor.
Yeah.
You did
we did
that?
We did it. We'll do it again for the 5th district if you want me to. Though.
Yeah, one more time.
All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.